There we go. I don't know where everybody is today. Do you guys have any questions? It is 9 o'clock according to my computer, so let's just, do you have any questions? Okay, so my homework page was okay, made good sense.
Yeah.
So I make it, I think it's like size 20, you know, the size of the font. So because otherwise the Hebrew vowels are so tiny, I'm worried you guys won't be able to read them. So that's why the print is large to accommodate the size of the Hebrew. Hi, Connie.
Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Mary.
Hi.
Hi, Eileen, right?
Yes. All right. Oh, good. Everybody's coming on now. This is excellent. Excellent, excellent.
We're just gonna get a glass of water.
Go ahead.
There we go. Good morning.
Morning, Sue.
Hello.
Morning.
Hello. I'm not an early bird, so and it's 9 o'clock my time.
Don't worry. So,
Me either.
most of
Morning,
you,
everyone.
hi Marjorie. So,
Morning.
Have you a cold, Connie, or allergies?
No, it's the morning until I just,
No, say no more. It's the
think-
morning is enough.
I say post-nasal drip or whatever, and
Yep.
yeah.
so right now we are just Central Time and Eastern Time. So the woman who came on briefly last week, Jean Foley, she's out in Las Vegas, I believe.
She's the
So
doctor, isn't she? The one
she's the
who hasn't
doctor.
been coming?
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a feeling that this time she wanted it to work, but you know, maybe it just can't work with her schedule. And I understand. So,
Yeah, that's early.
Times schedules are not your own.
yeah.
As you and I well know.
So, okay, so I was asking if
Sorry, that
anyone
was my me.
had any questions. I
But
would
I
let-
found my own answer.
Oh, good. Okay.
I had
But I'm
taken
happy
a
to
note on paper and it answered my question because I had a little note here, a little post-it that said, ask Rachel. And now I don't have to.
Okay,
What was
I
your
have a
question?
question, Rachel. I have a question.
Marjorie. Oh, okay. Yes, Sue, you have a question.
So, with these vowels, patah and hamatz. The
Patach
two-
and Hamatz, yes.
Yeah. So I always thought that the hamatz was a and not an ah. Is it? Are they exactly the same? I've
So
always said
in modern Hebrew, they are exactly the same.
modern.
I think perhaps
when
decades ago.
I was in Hebrew school, it wasn't modern.
Exactly. It was before the,
Go
what they
ahead.
considered modern Hebrew.
Okay, so now it's the same.
Now they're the same. Yes,
Okay, interesting.
yes.
You know
So-
what? I do have a question.
Sure.
But it's not the question I wrote down. The little T and the line.
That's
Are
what
the
we were
same.
just, the patach and the kamas. That's what we were just talking about. Yes.
Right, I don't remember their names. How do you know which one to put where? I mean, if they sound the same,
Right.
how do you know which one is going to appear in which word?
I
when
don't remember.
I'm thinking ahead to when I can write. again.
Correct. You're thinking about spelling, and I honestly don't remember the answer to that. I think I learned that when I was in college, when I was taking Hebrew, and I
think I
just
did
don't
too.
remember the answer.
I just don't remember.
Yeah, neither do I. And honestly,
Rachel,
it's
we're
beyond
getting
the scope
old.
of our class. So
Okay, never mind then.
if I happen to come across it, I will tell you. How's that for an answer? But
I think it's a good
it won't
answer.
affect, it does not at all affect how you
No,
read.
but I was curious because oh,
It
yes,
is a fair question. Absolutely.
you know, because we're being fed this stuff. Oh, go away. We're being fed, not you, the stupid thing that popped up. We're being fed this stuff, and I was just wondering when we're feeding ourselves, what do we eat?
Yes.
Talking
I
about
understand.
the sounds of the vowels, the schwa, the two dots on top of each other.
Yes.
I had written down, it has a sound more like or ah, or ah. Almost no sound at all.
Right. Well, so technically, it's an indicator of that it's vowel-less. In other words, there's no other vowel there. However, from a pronunciation standpoint, it really gets this, it's a short sound and it sounds like a I go it's like well, I wrote it as a UH. So it's more of a closed mouth, short vowel as opposed to
Yeah.
So I consider it more back of my mouth, not quite guttural.
I made a note that it affects the number of syllables.
Yes, that's how I view it in pronunciation terms. Yes.
Okay.
Well, how about when we get to a couple examples, we'll break it down. In fact, there's a couple of times, in fact, where we're going to start today on page 15 is a very good place to have some examples. So why don't we jump in, okay?
Mhm.
All
Okay,
right.
so on page 15, the target word is malache. Okay, the top of the page, malache. Now, here is a really good example. There, under the lamed, there's nothing, right? There's not a shva, there's nothing. So when I look at this word for pronunciation purposes, I see malache. I see 3 syllables. The mem and the lamed, the first 2 letters, they contract together. Mal, right? The L sound finishes off the ma, mal, and there's no additional sound with that lamed. Then the aleph has a straight line for the ah under it, mal, ah, and the final syllable, che, right? So there's 3 syllables. Now we're going to get further down the page. I'm looking quickly to see. Well, maybe yes, we will. The last line of this page, I'm going to show you the difference. Why don't you look at it quickly now? Oh, no, actually, look at line 6. Line 6 and line 12 have some same words. But if you look at line 6, the first word is the same word at the top of the page, malache. Repeats twice. Then the third word, they put a shva under the lamed. Malache, right? Malache. So now the mem and the lamed aren't a contraction together because the lamed has its own distinct short vowel sound under it. Okay? That's the difference when you get the shva involved. And that's not there's a lot of rules about the shva. So this is the first one we're learning. Okay? But it does tell you to stop on that letter and make a sound, right? Don't contract the letter with the letter before because it's vowel-less. Now you're seeing this short vowel. And so you have to pronounce it.
Mhm.
So
All right?
it's not really a silent vowel, is it?
Exactly. It's not really a silent vowel. Yeah, it's complicated, but the way we're pronouncing those 2 dots, it's a short vowel.
Okay.
But in
Audrey,
the
you're
example,
muted.
go ahead. I was going to say in the example at the top of the page, though,
Yeah,
it gives you that extra syllable by putting in the aleph.
that's
with the
correct.
vowel. So it gives you the same pronunciation.
Not exactly. It also changes the meaning of the word, that aleph.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's not just that he's playing with how to get you to say the same thing with different letters. They are different words.
Oh, okay. That's
Does it
good.
change where you put the accent as
The
well?
emphasis. I think it does change where you put your emphasis. Exactly.
At some point, if we keep taking these classes, will we learn where the accents go?
I think so, yes. Actually, we'll
Okay.
get to it a little bit toward the end, I think, of this
That'll be great.
class.
Okay. thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Okay, all right, so back to top of 15. So what we're learning here other than about a schwa, which is always good to review about a schwa. But this page is meant to focus on the letter Aleph, which is very similar to the last letter we learned last week, the ayin. Aleph is also a silent letter. And we all know Aleph is the first letter of the alphabet, and the whole world calls them alphabet or Aleph bet, right? All different languages kind of have the same name for their letters, their grouping of letters, interesting enough. But so, okay, so Aleph is really a hat rack for other vowels. So why don't we start at the top, line 1, page 15, and practice Aleph being a hat rack for other vowels. Eileen, will you start with line 1?
E, A, O,
Yes.
A.
That's actually a straight line. That's an ah. If it looks a little fuzzy, but it's an ah.
Oh, okay. It looks
Mary
like,
Ellen, am I right in your book? That's an ah? Yeah.
okay.
Don't worry. That's, it's just the quality of print we've got going on.
Okay.
Mary Ellen, will you read line 2?
Eek, ache, ek, ook, ach.
Perfect. And I apologize now, you need a glass of water.
It's too early for whiskey, you're right.
That'll lubricate your throat. Marjorie, will you read line 3?
Eich.
That I think is another straight line under it.
Do you? Okay, I thought it was
Yeah.
2 dots.
No.
Ach. K.
Mm-hmm.
Ache.
Yes.
Ache.
Again, you deserve a glass of water. Thank you very much.
I have coffee, thank you.
Okay. Sue, will you read line 4?
Mal, I can't help it, I have to say
No, you're doing fine. That's
Okay,
good.
mal,
So that one is a straight line. Those are 2 straight lines under.
No, it's a T under the Aleph, Rachel.
Not on
mine is
mine.
on the second to last one. It's a straight
Oh,
line.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
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 So
Malach, exactly. Yes. Very nice. Thank you. Line 5, Connie, you have to unmute though.
Ge,
Yes.
ache, mal, ache, malache,
Very nice.
malache.
Very good. That's our target word right there. We got to it. And you did great putting the emphasis, dividing it into the 3 syllables. Really perfect. Okay. So line 6 is the tricky one a little bit. Audrey, it's up to you.
Okay. I have to say I pulled an all-nighter, so.
You did not.
I totally did, and I thought I wouldn't say it, but I did say it. And it's very embarrassing. It's procrastination. I did my taxes.
Oh.
They're due today, but my printer
That's
doesn't
right,
work.
it's the Ides of October.
My printer doesn't work, and you can no longer, there's a glitch with Adobe and you can't save PDFs. So I don't exactly know what I'm going to do, except I probably will have to file it online with TurboTax, and I hate the thought of doing that. I hate TurboTax.
You can, may I?
Yes.
You can send it to someplace like Staples and they will print it out for you if you
can't-
don't mind them seeing your taxes.
I can't send it anywhere without being able to save it as a PDF. So right now it just exists in TurboTax. So anyway,
Can you put it on a flash drive?
no, you can't save it, period.
Oh.
It's been a glitch. I found this out the hard way. I was paying my my phone bill and I saved the the bill to my computer, and this last time I couldn't do it, and I thought, well, it's just Verizon's problem, but now I realize, and I did some searching, it's actually Adobe's problem, and they claim to have fixed it, but I got rid of Adobe and re-downloaded it, you know, and that's not helping. So my first step when we get off is to call the computer guy down the street and see if he can help me. But I'm sorry. So what line are we? 6?
Line 6.
Okay. Malachi, 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 Malachi.
Right. Very good. You did not get tripped up by any of that.
Not yet.
Eileen, line 7. So I believe now lines from 7 down, we actually, I think, have real words and we have word combinations. Okay, so you see the 2-word combination, the 3-word combination on line 7.
Did you call me, Rachel?
Yes, Eileen, yes.
Malachi, Melech,
Yep,
Melech, Malachi, Hamlachim.
so on this one, actually,
No,
with the mem having a shva under it, give it a little short sound there.
Hamlachim.
Hamlachim, exactly, yeah. It's that little short sound.
Melache.
Right, so slow down. So there's a under the mem. So the mem and the lamed are going to come together for mal.
Malache.
Exactly, perfect. Yes, you may have said it that way, but I didn't hear it that way. So
Okay.
a little practice. Thank you, Mary Ellen, line 8.
Malik, Hamalakim,
Yep.
Malake, Melik,
Mhm.
Malke, Hamalakim.
Perfect. Really nice. Sounds like you've been singing that song.
Tonight will be the night.
Exactly. Line 9, Marjorie.
Malachi,
There's a,
Melech.
don't forget the aleph there. So under the aleph is a straight line.
Oh, okay. It's Malachi,
Perfect.
Melech, Hayom, Hay,
So the ayin is, the ayin,
Hayola,
okay, the ayin is silent. So you're only going to pronounce the O. So the ayin is just,
Lam.
exactly, ha-olam.
Hello. Shalom lachem.
Yes,
Shalom aleichem.
perfect, exactly. Line 10, Sue.
Shalom, lachem,
Mhm.
malache, hashalom,
Yep,
malache, hashalom.
beautiful. Line 11, Connie, but you have to unmute.
Got a yard blower in the background. Shalom Aleichem. Malachi Hashalom. Mimelech Hamalachim.
That's perfect, beautiful.
Really good.
Audrey, line 12.
Shalom Alechem. Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay. Malachi, Malachi, yeah.
yes,
Melech, Malachi,
mhm.
Hamalachim.
Beautiful, excellent. Y'all are doing really well. Okay, we're going to turn to page 14 and we're going to learn some new consonants. Okay,
16.
so 16. I don't, what did I say?
14.
Oh, I'm counting backwards in my mind. I'm sorry. I'm looking at page 16. So the target word at the top of the page is ha-sha-rate. And the letter we need to learn here is the resh. So obviously it sounds like an R. And you guys can look at that little sheet I sent you digitally with the homework last week or beginning, no, I sent it Friday, right? So the resh is in the second row there, the second letter from the right, and it talks about how it has that rounded corner on the upper right side, okay? And that's very different from the Dalet, for instance, which happens to be next to it to the right, but this is the resh. So it starts out with that little apostrophe thing off to the left top side, and it goes across the top flat, and it rounds down to the flat side. That is a resh. And honestly, it never changes form. It's pretty easy to recognize so long as you have a clear printed page. The issue becomes when the page is, fuzzy, and then is that a resh or a Dalet? But let's hope we have a clear printed page here. Okay, I'm going to read you line 1 because it's so simple and you guys don't need to worry too much. So you have ro, ro, re, ra, ray, ray, ray. Very easy, okay? So now that takes us to line 2. Eileen, will you read line 2?
Ray, ray, rech, rail,
Yep.
rim, resh.
Beautiful. Mary Ellen, you're up for line 3.
Ray, Kare, Lare, Mare, Share, 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 Share.
Beautiful. Okay. Line 4. Marjorie, are you still with us? You step away.
Yeah, why did I disappear?
We lost your camera.
Yeah, I did. Here I am again.
There you are again. Okay.
Charade,
Mm-hmm.
charade,
Yes.
charel, charame, charesh, charesh.
Beautiful. Excellent. You guys are doing great. Sue, line 5.
I shall ray, I shall resh, I shall ray, I shall resh, I shall ray, I shall ray.
Very nice. Okay. Line 6, Connie.
Malachi Hashare. Mala.
All right. This is too easy. Right. So this is actually the same thing 3 times, isn't it?
All right, Malachi
Okay.
Hashare.
Okay. So skip down to line 7 for me and do, because that's two words, but it repeats.
Malachi Hashalom.
There we go.
Malachi Hashalom.
Beautiful. Okay. Audrey, how about line 8?
Shalom, alechem, malachi, hasharei, malachi.
Yes, exactly. So they're, so I'll do the last line, Mi melech, malachi, hamalachim. So they're showing us here, this takes us back to the song, which is on page 1, right? And they're showing you, that you know a whole lot of this. And you're about to know this word at the top of page 16, hasharet. We haven't quite gotten there because we need one more letter. And if we look at the top of page 17, here's that letter. This letter is a tough. And it just sounds like a T. And again, in modern Hebrew, it doesn't matter whether this letter has a dot in the middle or no dot in the middle. It sounds the same both times. Unlike, 50 years ago when that wasn't the case. But I'm not going to tell you what it used to be. I'm only going to tell you what it is, right? Okay, so, and this letter, so again, on that page I texted or I sent you digitally, this is on line 3. You have the lamed on the right-hand side, and then you have the taf with and without the dot in the middle. So y'all see that? Okay, so it doesn't say too much about, how this letter is shaped. I think it's a very distinct letter. And it's just really the issue that, and from a spelling perspective, when I was writing Hebrew, I never put the dot in. Okay, so the only reason I think he's showing you the dot is because in
Some of us are
printed,
old.
in older printed prayer books, you see it with and without the dot. I think in the new printed prayer books that we use, you never see the dot. Just they don't bother with it because there's no reason to. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to read line 1 and 2. They're too simple to waste your efforts on. Line 1, page 17. T, T, te, te, ta, ta, to, t. Line 2, basically the same thing, but he put a dot inside, right? T, te, ta, ta, to, t. Okay, line 3, he shows you again, with and without the dot equals the same thing. So I'm going to read line 3, starting with the second combination. T, te, te, ta, to. All right, now we're at line 4. And Eileen, I think I'm back to you.
Hate, late, mate, shate, tate, ate,
Nice.
act,
And same, this is going to sound the same as the one you just read
Yeah.
before.
ate, wait,
That's a hey.
that's a het,
It's a hey.
hate,
Yep.
rate,
Perfect, exactly. Mary Ellen, line 5.
Rate, rate, sha, rate, charate, charate.
Very nice. Sue, line 6.
Sha, sha, ray, t, sha, rate, sha, rate.
Right, and we still haven't spelled the word exactly as it is at the top of the page, so we're getting close. Now, line 7. Something just changed on my screen and I'm not sure what it is. I'm sorry. Linda just joined. Linda, you're muted and I can't see you, but I do see you're there. Anyway, okay. I apologize, that distracted me. I think we're on line 7. I apologize. Who read last? Connie, did you read that? No? Who read last? Okay, I think who read last may have disappeared. All right, so we're gonna go. Marjorie, would you read line 7?
Shot, no, shar,
That's it.
charate, ha, charate, ha, charate, ha, charate.
Perfect, and that's our target word. That's why he put the exclamation point there with it. Ha, charate. That's all there is to that word. Okay, line 8 are combinations, right? 2-word combinations. I think they all, oh no, they're not exactly the same because he changes the 3rd one. Okay, so Audrey, would you read line 8?
Malachi, hasharet, Malachi, hasharet, Malachi, oh, hashalom.
Exactly. All right. So these are phrases from the song again. Okay. So now line 9, here we have our song and you can sing it while reading it in Hebrew. So why don't we do that? Okay. Here we go. Shalom
Aleichem,
Aleichem, Okay, so we haven't learned all those words. Okay, so I'm sorry. So let's go down to line 10 and sing some more. There we go. So he's just showing us here that you've now learned these words in Hebrew and we don't need to look at that transliteration. Okay, Sue, you had disappeared, but you came back. I'm so glad.
A little technical difficulties
I
there.
get it. And Linda, I see you're here, but you're muted and you don't have a camera on, but that's okay. But if you want to participate, you should unmute for us. Okay, so we're going to go to page 18. Let me see what time it is. Oh, it's only 9:30. Okay, so page 18 and 19 are wonderful reviews.
Really moving along.
You guys know what you're doing. So I don't think we're going to spend, unless you want me to, which I can read these to you, which will put them on the recording so that when you go to review this, you'll have me reading them on the recording. So I will do that. But I want to point out just a couple of things before I do that. So at the top of page 18 in the double box, I'll call it, okay? He divides the top line of the box into 3 parts. On the right-hand side, you have 3 letters, the aleph, the ayin, and the hey. I believe he groups these together because these are silent letters, okay? So he's got them grouped together. On their own, the aleph and the ayin have no sound at all. The hey has a, but that's not much of a sound, right? So that's why he groups them together. The middle box, he groups together some consonants. You have the chaf and the chaf sofit are the first 2. Then you've got the lamed all by itself in the middle there. Then you get the mem and the mem sofit. So there's really only 3 letters going on in that middle box, but 2 of them have different forms depending on whether they're in the beginning or middle of the word or they're at the end of the word, hence the sofit name. That means ending, okay? Then on the left-hand side, you have our other 4 letters, which is really only 3 letters because whether you have the dot or not in the taf makes no difference. So we got resh, shin, and taf, okay? And then we get the vowels underneath. You know all these vowels, so I'm not going to go through them. And then let me quickly read on page 18, line 1 through 13. And it's nice, I guess, that he points out that, you know, you've got the aleph going on for the first 5 lines or so. You have an aleph going in any of those words. Then he switches and he gives you the ayin words and then the hey words. So here I go, line 1. Malache. Now this is so bad on my book. Under the aleph, Mary Ellen, what do we have, dots or a line?
The first one is a line.
It's a line. Okay, so that's ah. My line is very fuzzy and it looks like 2 fuzzy dots came together, but that's ah, a, e, eh. Line 2, el, ale, eli, elim. Elohai, Elohim, Elohechem. Line 3, or, ish, asher, orech, et, ot, emet, malache, shalom, malache, el, malache, Elohim. Line 5, malache, or, malache, esh. Line 6, al, alechem, el, al. I'm sorry, that's el, al. I mispronounced that. Line 7, im, am, amo, amim, olam. Line 8, shema, melech haolam, am, olam. Line 9, shema, melech haolam, el, am, olam. Line 10, shema, am, olam, shalom, al, am, olam. Line 11, har, here, im, hey. Line 12, ham, lachim, haolam, ha'amim. Line 13, Elohim, Elohechem. Okay, line 19, we keep going, but now we're getting the consonants resh, shin, taf, mem, mem sofit, lamed, chaf, and chaf sofit. I'll start at line 1. Sharet, har, hir, im, me, rosh, re, sheet. Line 2. Orech, shir, shamor, tamar, resh. Line 3. Sharet, shalom, shir, shame, shemo, shemecha, shimcha. Line 4. Shema, shishi, shlishi, shel, sheshet. Line 5. Aish, ish, asher, shamor. Line 6. Sharet, et, ot, oto, emet, sheshet, reshit. Line 7. Torah, tehillah, tamar, toch. Line 8. Torat, emet, tachlit. Line 9. Melech, melachim, malachei, malachei. Line 10. Shemo, shimcha, tamar, te, rosh. Line 11. Shamor, emet, shema. Line 12. Shalom, alechem. Line 13. Sham, am, olam, hirim. 14. Melech, malachim. I'm sorry, melachim. I misread that. Melachim, hamalachim, malachei, malachei, shalom, alechem. Line 15. El, al. 16. Shel, shlishi, tehillah, tachlit. 17. Malchei, malachei. 18. Melech. 19. Shimcha, amcha. Okay, all review. You guys can make a lot of words with with all the letters and sounds you have. Eileen, question?
I just want you to pronounce line 2, the first word.
Line 2, the first word, page 19 is orech.
Rech, okay.
Rech. Okay, let's go to page 10. I'm sorry, page 20. I don't know what my brain is doing. I see the, never mind. It's page 20. Okay, the top of the page, we have a new target word, elyon. And we need to learn, even though we've learned the yud, we're going to learn the yud to be a little different now. So in the past, the yud was coming after the vowel, right? If we go back, let's just turn back to the page before for a quick second.
What page?
Okay, so there's several places here. On line 1 on page 18, for instance, they show us the fourth word, as it were, the aleph with 1 dot under it and a yud hanging, right? E. That's how they've been teaching us the yud to come after our vowel, and it doesn't change it any, right? Now, so let me give you another example. Line 3, the second word on page 18, ish, which means man. The yud is in the middle. It's impacting the aleph with the dot under it, but it's not changing how it sounds, okay? Or if you look on line 5, malachei, right? It's hanging again after the chaf with the 2 dots under it, but it's not changing how it sounds. It's still hey. It would be hey with the yud, hey without the yud. On the new page, so switching to page 20 now, this yud is coming before the vowel. So at the target word at the top of the page, we have the ayin with 3 dots, then we have the lamed, L, right? So it comes together. There's no sound under the lamed, so it contracts with the ayin, L. But now you've got the yud and the holem vav. So the vet with the dot over it, right? That's the holem vav. And that together, the yud and that vav with a dot over it makes yo. So the yud is now going to sound like a Y when it comes before the vowel it's affecting. Okay? So page 20, line 1, you're going to read this as that yud sounding like a Y. So I'm going to read across for you. Ye, yay, yeah, ya, ya, yo. Does that make sense? I know it's new. This is just how it works, okay? So for line 2, Sue, would you read line 2 on page 20?
Yeah, I can't see if those are dots.
It's a line under the second one, a straight line.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yo, yo,
Yes,
yeah, yeah. L, L, yo, L, yo,
yeah,
L, yo.
exactly. You did perfectly. That was excellent. Thank you. Eileen, will you read line 3?
Yo.
Uh, Yo. Is that right? Yo.
Yeah, that's right. Yo. Mm-hmm.
Yo. Yosh. Yom. Yomi.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Okay. And that second to last,
It's silent on that one. Yomi.
what it's showing you here is that at the beginning of the word, it sounds like a Y. At the end of the word, it sounds like nothing. Exactly. It's silent. You got it.
Okay. It's silent
Yomi.
at the end of a word.
Right. So for instance, so the word yom here means day. Okay. But the next word next to it, yomi, is my day. Okay. So it has a meaning. It adds a pronoun component to this word. Okay. But for pronunciation purposes, what he's pointing out here is that how the yud takes a different sound depending on where it is in relation to the vowel.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Line 4, Mary Ellen.
Yale,
Mm-hmm.
yake, yame, yame, year,
Yes.
yate, yeesh.
Exactly. You got them all. Marjorie, line 5.
Yal, yach, yam, yam, yamim, yachar.
Slow down. So you have a yud with a straight line under it, and you have an ayin with a straight line. The ayin is
Oh, is that a
silent.
straight line? I'm sorry, it
Yeah.
looked like 2 dots to me.
No, they're both straight lines. So, slow down. Okay. All right. So the yud with the straight line under it is going to sound like a Y with a straight line under it. The ayin is not going to have any sound at all. You just have the vowel of the straight line, and then you have the resh ending it. Okay.
Yar.
You're doing it a little inside out, but you have all the right sounds. Ya ar.
Yar.
Ya ar. You see it now? So
Ar.
just ya ar. You see it?
Ar. I'm throwing in an extra sound.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
see that now.
Okay, so if you break it into 2 syllables, it looks like it wants to be 3, but it's only 2 because that ayin is silent.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ah of the ayin comes before you tack on the r sound at the very end. So ya ar. Okay, makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
Ar. I got it.
there it is. Okay, Audrey, line 6.
Yell, yalel,
Mm-hmm.
yech,
Mm-hmm.
yem, yet, yesh, layim.
Perfect. Really nice. Thank you. Line 7, Connie.
Yil, ich, yem,
That's one dot under there, actually.
yim,
Yes.
yeet,
Yep.
yeesh,
Mm-hmm.
malyim.
Mayim. Mayim. That means
Mayim.
water.
That's a my.
So the yud here takes on that Y sound because it's got its own vowel under it, right? So ma-yim. Are you confused?
My.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I thought
okay.
you had said my yim, but it's ma yim. Yep.
Exactly. Good.
Okay.
Okay. Sue, line 8.
Yeah, yum,
Mm-hmm.
yamim,
Very good.
mayim, lot.
Perfect.
Mm.
This one's tricky.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you wrote?
Very good. Perfect.
Could you repeat
You
that?
did it. So what's
Yes.
the tricky thing with this word is, so you have the yud coming before the silent ayin, and the ayin is the one that's holding on to that vowel, right? But the yud, because it's before the vowel, is going to sound like a Y. So you did it right. Ya wrote. You did beautifully. You did not get tripped up at all.
Hey.
Eileen, line 9.
Yeah, but I need to hear that again, please.
Okay, just the last word there.
Yes.
Ya wrote.
Yeah, wrote.
So it's 2 syllables. The syllables happen between the second letter and the third letter. So after the ayin, you put a slash for that first syllable, and then the resh, vav, taf are the second syllable. The
I got
yud,
it.
the yud needs to sound like a Y. Okay.
It's the first syllable that I'm finding.
The first syllable is the yud and the ayin.
Yes.
Okay, and that yud is going to sound like a Y because the ayin has no sound at all ever.
Your ah.
Yar. So it's ya. So this first syllable sounds ya.
Okay.
Y-A or some such, ya. And then wrote. Ya wrote.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Will you read line 9?
Me?
Yes.
Yo, yosh,
Mm-hmm.
yol,
Yes.
yom, yom, yom.
Exactly. So these last 3 words, yom, which means day, does sort of the same thing as what we did up here with that last word, ya wrote. In other words, the yud sounds like a Y, and that vav with the dot on top is the vowel. It's coming before, so it has to sound like the Y. And then you just have the mem sofit. So yom. That's how that's literally how you get there. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Mary Ellen, line 10.
L, L-O,
So there, so slow down on that second one.
L-Yo.
There you
L-Yo.
go.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta sound that yud.
L-Yo. Elohech.
So slow down. So you're on the third one, right?
Yeah, Elok, Elok.
So look at it. So put your finger over the last letter.
Okay.
And it's exactly
El-Yo.
El-Yo. Now take your finger away and add that chaf sofit.
El-Yok.
There it is.
El-Yok. Okay. El-Yom.
Perfect.
El-Yom.
There you go. Okay. So we are very close to our target word. Our target word ends with an N sound, elyon. We just read a word that isn't actually a word, it's a letter combination, but it sounds elyom, right? Ends with a mem sound. So we need to learn that nun sofit, elyon, to get us that N sound. So at the top of page 21 is the nun sofit. And again, it's the letter nun changes when it comes at the end of the word. And it only looks this way when it's the last letter of a word. So on our little diagram of how letters look and sound, so the end of line 2, right, on this crazy sheet here that I sent you all, the end of line 2 is a regular nun. Right below it is the nun sophite. Does everyone see that, right? So when you have the nun sophite, it falls below the line, right? It just has that straight line that falls down low below even where the vowel hangs. The top of the letter is just like the regular nun, starts out with that little apostrophe pointy thing in the upper left corner, comes across, then it scoops down and goes straight down. But it also has that little, on the inner part of the letter, the left side, it has that little slanted part before it falls down to the straight line that's going to fall below the line. I don't know if all that's real important to you, but essentially when you have, there's no other letter that really looks like this at this length when it gets long below the line. That's just the nun sophite, okay? They'll always come at the end of a word. So let's start with line 1. Oh, so our target word is still Elyon, ends with that N sound at the end. Line 1, Eileen, why don't we start back with you again?
Geen,
Nice.
lean, lean,
Lean. Yep, that's it.
mean, sheen, roan, tain, tain.
And that one's a hey. You see how it's
Oh,
not
I thought it
connected?
was the tet, yeah. Hain. Hain.
Hen. This would be like hen, like,
Hen.
yeah, exactly, hen.
Yeah.
Okay, slight difference, but very good. There we go. Mary Ellen, will you do line 2?
Amen,
Yep,
amen. Yamin, yamin.
perfect.
Ain, ain. Shane, sheen.
Beautiful. Nice job. Line 3, Marjorie.
Hamyon, hamyon,
So there's no yud here. So you did it right the first time. Ha-mon. So the second one?
isn't it the same?
It is.
Hamon,
It is Hamon. That's right.
hamon,
Yeah.
amen, amen, yamin, yamin,
Yep.
yetain, yetain.
Beautiful. Okay, I love it. Line 4, Audrey.
Jan, I feel as though I'm in Sweden or something. Jan, yin, yon, yon,
Mhm.
Jan.
Well, this
Wait,
would be yon again.
yon, yeah.
Yeah.
Yom, yom, yon.
So the last one is with a sound. It's ending in an N sound,
And
yon.
it did, out of my
Yeah.
tongue, it did actually. Yon.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was hard for me to tell. I just wanted to be sure. Okay. Connie, if you unmute, will you do line 5? You have to unmute.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Eh,
Yep.
L, L, Elyo,
Exactly.
L, Yon,
Right.
Yell, Yell, Yon,
No, don't confuse that ion. That
L,
ion is
yeah.
silent.
Elon,
Elyon.
Elyon, right, Elyon.
Yes, exactly. He's trying to trick you a little bit. So
L,
the diff-
yeah.
between the
Mimic,
yud sounding like a Y and the ion, which in my opinion looks like a Y, but does not sound like that. It has no sound at all. Okay. Okay.
L, the next word is the same, Elyon,
Exactly. And it's our target word. Elyon.
Elyon.
Exactly. Line 6, Sue.
Malachi El Yon.
Mm-hmm.
Malachi El Yon.
Oh, yes.
I didn't do, I did a lot. So
Yeah.
Malachi El Yon.
Perfect. So now you get to do line 7 too.
Malachi Hasha Rate. Malachi Elo El Yon.
Perfect. There you go. Beautiful.
Sing.
So, so now you can sing more of the song in Hebrew because you know so many more words, right? In Hebrew. So let's go back to page 1 where he has the song in the box, right?
Page 1.
Page 1 of your book isn't the song Shalom Aleichem in the box on page 1?
Yes.
Okay, so real quick for just a minute,
Yes.
let's look at line 1. Shalom Aleichem. You know both of those words in Hebrew, right? You can read them. We've learned them. Malachi Hasharet. You know those words. Malachi Elyon. You know every word on line 1, how to read it in Hebrew now, right?
May I ask you something?
Yes.
The very second word, is that punctuation or is that, I vaguely remember that underneath the ayin.
So, yes, so this is there's a shva and a straight line, patach. So that is, I think, the indication that the emphasis is switching to the first syllable rather than the later syllable, right? So shalom aleichem. You see the ah. Usually in Hebrew, you don't put the emphasis on the beginning of the word. You put it more toward the middle end of the word. But here, we do put it at the beginning. And that's why I believe they have the shva and the patach.
So it's just an accent mark.
It's an accent mark, essentially, yeah, in this particular case. But it's beyond what we're supposed to learn today. But you asked the question, so we should have it. So anyway,
I'm sorry.
No, I love it. Don't apologize. But so now we know, you know, the first 6 words, all the words on line 1, and on line 2, you know, mi melech, malachi, hamlachim, I believe. You know all of that. You don't know the last 3 words yet on line 2. But I'm just showing you how much you do know, okay? Okay.
Akadosh Baruch Hu.
Exactly. Hakadosh Baruch Hu are the last 3 words, but we haven't learned all of those letters yet.
Sorry.
That's okay. I appreciate that you looked at them and said, there they are. All right, so we've finished through page 21. I don't think we should start page 22 because we only have 2 minutes left.
Just enough time to say Shabbat Shalom to everyone.
So, you know, I sent you yesterday the email with the link to the unedited recording of last week's class. Something got messed up and they posted only about 13 minutes. They did have the whole recording and they're supposed to go back through and fix that mistake. Questions or?
The whole recording is posted. It was posted last night.
Oh, there you go. I didn't recheck. Thank you. Okay, that's great. And then today, I'm sure this recording will probably get posted by Monday or Tuesday or thereabouts. I'll check for it and send it to you in an email, okay? I will update my ongoing homework review document, right, with new pages. And keep practicing. We'll start with page 22. Next time, we're gonna learn the bet.
They don't have the one without the dot anymore. Is it the dot? When I learned.
You're right, bet versus vet, you're right.
Yeah.
It's,
It's like the tet. It's gone away.
actually, no, the bet and the vet are 2 distinct letters. I
Oh,
think they
okay.
do have still a bet and a vet. The bet has the dot and the vet does not. I don't know
Yeah.
how often it comes up, but it did not go the way of the toff.
I wonder why.
I can't answer you.
The review sheet, can I ask a question about the review sheet?
Yeah.
I mean, is that a cumulative review sheet? So I'll know
Yes.
it's
The
the
one
late.
I'm sending you?
Yes.
Yes, so I will continue to, so right now it has 4 pages. I will start at the top of page 5. I do a page break and I'll start with a new page. So it becomes cumulative. So you don't need to print out the new one each time if you've already printed part of it.
I have three pages, but
You don't have 4?
Okay.
I have 4.
Is it an email sent with your name on it?
I sent you, so I sent an email with this attached as a Word doc and a PDF.
Okay, I'll look again.
Okay, and I will, as I say, I will update it in just a little while to add the new stuff we've learned. And I will attach it in an email again and send it a little bit later today.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, ladies, you're doing great. Just keep practicing. And so the pages that I read you, 18 and 19, if you spend time practicing those pages, you will be on top of everything. And then just pick up with page 20 and 21 to learn, to practice the yud before the vowel and the nun sofit at the end of the word. So that will do you and you can keep singing the song, obviously, that's up to you. But don't look at any of that transliteration when you're singing the song. All right?
Thank you.
Rachel.
Thanks,
right.
Rachel.